my advice to CISOs, get ahead of this, right? You got to take some risks now with these new features in order to be the best there is.
Dave DeWalt is the founder and CEO at NightDragon, sitting down with us here at San Francisco, all part of RSAC. It's great to have you here.
JD, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the partnership with NYSE too. I'm such a big fan and so proud to be a partner and work with you, and let's have a little fun with the interview.
Absolutely, let's do it, my man. NightDragon invests so heavily, defense, security, information, intelligence. How do you see artificial intelligence reshaping all three of those, Dave, and even just the next few years?
Well, you got the good side of it, I'll start with first, and then the scary side of it, which I can do second. But wow, this year at RSA, it's really cautiously optimistic. For the first time, I've been to 21 of these RSA events in a row, and watching this year, people coming in, and it's because of AI, because the optimism of AI that can scale people with agents or agentic features, it can scale processes, it can scale data. And what's the three biggest problems with security defense? People, process, and data. So the idea of autonomy and AI helping to level the playing field between the attackers and the defenders is something that has everybody excited here. And you can see all the announcements from all the players and the big titans in the industry. On the scary side for a second, the attackers are doing the same thing, right? They're learning so much more about you. There's deep fakes. Spear phishing, as an example, which is the highest threat vector that we still see in cyber, which is to send you a piece of kind of code, make it look like it's coming from me to you, but it's somebody else from North Korea or somewhere. Now with AI, it's really, really difficult to know the difference between me and a fake one of me. And so we're watching just a lot of statistics around that. I think the stats are, if a human generated a spear phish, a human on the other side would be 12% likely to click on it, 12%. Pretty high number, but if it's AI generated, 54%. So you're looking at a very big difference on what AI is doing on the attacker side. So here we are, race to AI, and just another battlefield yet to be fought.
And how do we make sure that battlefield is essentially won by the good guys, right? And then in terms of the scale and the opportunities, both the risk assessment as well as other components of agentic AI, that it's not being used by the bad actors, and that the good guys, so to speak, are more empowered in that race moving forward.
Yeah, JD, this is the hard part, right? So I will tell you this on the record, I was so encouraged to meet the new administration that was here. We all watched the last 100+ days and a little trepidation on what's going on, but public-private partnership is incredibly important in cyber. It's a team sport, we all know that. The better the private works with the public government, the stronger we are together. Watching this administration come here, somewhat last minute, but glad to see they came, and embrace the collaboration, embrace the education, embrace the innovation, you get a good feeling out of that. So how are we gonna beat them? We got to unite together. Like, we have to work together. And not just America working together, America plus its allies working together is how we defeat China or Russia in the cyberspace. And we have to, because what are they? Highly united in China. I mean, state-owned enterprises all working together with government. They have a very advantaged position with their private sector versus public than America. So we have to unite, and that's the way we're going to do it.
What bits of information would you most want either government officials or government-led institutions to understand better about the current cybersecurity landscape, threats, and risks? We
want to work with you. Unite us. That's my message. This morning, I spoke to them all. I'll speak to them again later this afternoon. I'm just unite us. And then I use the ICE. I love that for you guys. But innovation, collaboration, education, right? Innovation is America's greatest weapon. Just is. Right? What's made this country great? Innovation. Like, we've always been advanced with innovation. We have to nurture that innovation together, and we have to create collaboration between public and private, and we got to create education. Because if you again look at your adversaries around the world, their educational institutions are ahead of us in quantum and AI and other areas of the market. We have to catch up. So that's my message. Unite us around ICE.
The cybersecurity venture landscape and the venture market, it is a wild ride, to say the least, over the course of the last few years. Where do you see the true strength and the true staying power of that component of the conversation being right now?
Yeah. What a wild ride it's been. After being an operator for 22 years and doing all the public company CEO work, I moved to venture capital, and I found it was a lot easier telling CEOs what to do than do it myself. So what a great job I have now. I joke a little bit, but the venture capital market is it's an honor to work with these great founders from all over the world, especially here in America, and help them scale. My whole job with NightDragon, I see, is just to help them scale. So I built a platform called NightScale as part of NightDragon. But how do we take these great ideas and scale it to meet a threat or a risk? And that's really the IP that NightDragon has created, is this hyperscaler, so to speak, for go-to-market. And of course, with venture capital and a lot of money in different places around the world, a lot of founders don't know which ones can help them the most. We're trying to really differentiate ourselves by being a real operating partner to these companies and have fun too.
I wonder, are there common misconceptions or pitfalls that you're seeing a lot of these companies have in terms of the work you begin to do with them through NightDragon? Common mistakes that you see companies making?
So many of these great companies in the 0 to 10 million revenue phase have these brilliant ideas of building a product, but they don't have a brilliant idea how to scale the go-to-market, which also creates a need to build a product differently to go to market. An example would that be like, how do we sell through channels? How do you make it channel friendly or distributor friendly, or a service-led motion with consultants, or a government-led motion with accreditations? And then apply that around the world. If you're going to be really good at scaling a company, you got to be really good at building a product that can scale with the go-to-market. And most of the founders miss that. And when we took FireEye from 10 million to $1 billion, I focused hard on trying to build a product that everybody could sell. And the more they think like that, the better they'll be.
Dave, are you confident that the venture market right now is bold enough, is up to the task to really meet the potential breakthrough innovations in the companies where they are and ultimately where they need to be?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's exciting. I don't know if I've ever been so excited about this technology inertia, JD. I'm just looking at all this quantum market. I feel like every day I'm learning, and I can spell quantum now. I got that going for me. And PQC, I got that going. And I'm joking a little, but like we had to learn AI. We had to learn AI security. We had to understand how models could get poisoned, or they could be hallucinated, or what they could do, because it's all moving fast. Now we're seeing quantum computing coming around, and what are the threats and risks to that platform? So like, are we up for it? Absolutely. But boy, is there a fast pace, the race to space, drones, autonomy, now supply chain risk with tariffs, It's a super exciting time. If you can't tell, I'm super passionate and I love it. And we're up for the task.
I like the idea that you just described in here about the active process of learning. Dave, I interview a lot of CEOs and it always seems like they know everything. But I like your admission there that there's always new information to learn. So how are you and the team at NightDragon going about ensuring that you're always learning the next big thing and staying one step ahead of all of these emerging trends?
What's the first thing you learn as a CEO? Hire people better than yourself. Right? No, seriously. I have an amazing team. They really unite as a team. As a team, we're all smarter together. You hire really smart people, but we work really hard. You have to keep up with it. You got to be researching constantly. You got to be meeting people constantly. You got to create influence events constantly. You got to create innovation worlds constantly. So we just try to do our best to stay out in front of it and learn every day. I always say fun, learning, mission. Right, so you have fun as a family, learn every day together, provide a mission. Ours is called Securing Our World for Tomorrow, and it just unites us all and be a good partner.
Dave, if you could give CISOs one piece of advice about staying ahead of AI-powered threats in the landscape today, what would that advice be?
Well, education, right? We have to constantly be learning, right? Every CISO knows this. It's almost like we're in playoff time with basketball and hockey right now, but it's like being the goalie, right? You're sitting there and the pucks are coming at you and you can't let one get by. And now AI has created 1 million pucks that come at you because of autonomy on the offensive side. So now you're a goalie, and not only do you have to defend against all these humans attacking you, you got to defend against all this agentic capability attacking you. So what do you got to do? You got to fight fire with fire. You got to use agentic capabilities. You got to create autonomy to defend against that. And it's a race again. And so my advice to CISOs, get ahead of this, right? You got to take some risks now with these new features in order to be the best there is.
And what most excites you about the venture landscape for this whole conversation, from the moment we're in 2025, and where you expect we'll be in the next few months?
Most exciting thing, probably I would just say AI, agentic, autonomy, the 3 A's, and they all kind of go together. Last year we talked a lot about AI from the point of view of adding a chat GPT kind of front end or tail, whatever way you want to think about it, to ask questions to your platform. Everybody added that. This year, we really advanced machine learning using transformers, LLMs, to the point now where we can really start to add almost like robotic process automation, agentic features to the platform to scale things, coming back to people, process, and data. That's pretty exciting. And I think that's really coming to fruition in 2025.
That's awesome. Really grateful for your time, You talk about the stuff with a tremendous energy. Really grateful for a few minutes of you to join us here. Dave DeWalt of NightDragon, congratulations on all the success. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.